Good afternoon and welcome to my message of the day. I'm Warren, the rector here at St. Columba's. There's an old adage that goes, we should pray as we can, not as we can't. It comes from the observation that it is easy to have an ideal in our heads, an image of what it means to pray or what someone who prays looks like, and then try and pursue that ideal in a way that tries to force ourselves into a mould that doesn't suit us. And if that were the case, it's easy to give up praying. And even if we don't give up praying, it'll be hard to deepen the prayer because it won't be authentic, or it'll lack authenticity, or it'll be difficult to become authentic in our prayer. Or if we try and pray in a way that, if we think we should pray in a way that doesn't really suit us, we might think, oh yeah, I can't match that ideal, so we don't even bother trying. It reminds me of what it means to be a disciple of Jesus. We're not trying to be who we aren't as disciples. We're trying to be who we are. And in that discipleship, we may well change and grow and deepen, but it's going to be authentically who we are. And that's because we're following Jesus. He's a human person. So we're not trying to mimic him exactly, as though somehow I, as someone living in Australia in 2021, can somehow exactly mimic Jesus. That's not the point. The point is to follow Jesus, who is the final revelation of what it means to be a human being, but to do that here and now, and to find our own way with guidance and etc. This is not an excuse just to do whatever we want. It's a genuine following of Jesus, but we have to find our own way that matches who we are. It will be unique to us. That's why no two stories of discipleship are exactly the same. No two disciples are the same. And yet we can see the key continuities, if you like, between us all as followers of Jesus. I think prayer is a lot like that. We have to pray as we're able to pray in a way that suits who we are. We have to learn to pray more deeply, to add to our prayer life, to be changed by it. But we do that in an organic fashion, so if you like, from the inside, rather than to crush or be forced into a mould that doesn't suit us. Sometimes people think that following the prayer book, as we do on Facebook each week and YouTube each week, is that kind of being forced into a mould. But actually, it's the opposite. It actually gives us a form to be free. It's a tried and true method. I've mentioned this before. If you're going to start to pray, or you want to deepen your prayer life, why not use something that you know will work, has worked for literally millions of people. And what those millions of people have done, they haven't all ended up praying exactly the same way. They might use the same form, but actually their prayer is different. And there's space, because we use a form which guides us and gets us started, there's space to develop and deepen our prayer. And that development and depth is inward. So in a way, we use an outward form that allows us to grow in prayer as we are inwardly. That's a very important point when it comes to praying and to learning to pray and to use a prayer book. This is one of the benefits of a prayer book. It's not actually stultifying. It's not a straitjacket. It's a form to let us develop and deepen our prayer within us, within our soul. To have to change the form of prayer every time, it would be hard to get out of my head into my heart. Using the same form every day allows me to get out of my head to my heart, that is, to go deeper and inward. And to do that allows me to do it in such a fashion that is consistent with who I am. And the words guide us here. Most of the prayers we use, the form of prayer we use in the prayer book is straight out of Scripture. It'll form us, it'll interpret us as Scripture is meant to do. But it will give us space, just as we get this space as disciples of Jesus, to be who we are. That's why now here in Adelaide we're about to go into snap lockdown for 7 days. I'd like to encourage people to be able to pray this lockdown. I'll be trying to put something up, a form of prayer every day on Facebook or on YouTube. You might have a prayer book. You might have access to ePray, the app. But it's a way to, if you haven't started, to begin to pray. And when you do it, you might think, oh, this doesn't suit me. Now, I know I've just said you should pray in a way that suits you, but I'd encourage you just to give it a go, to discover what I've just said, that it's a form to allow you to discover how to pray that is suited to you, because the depth of prayer is inward. Don't get the form of prayer helps us to deepen our prayer, but we don't want to just stick on the outside. The outside, the form is helpful when we're dry, but actually what we're trying to do is go deeper and inward. The words will help us, but it is able to be suited to each of our individual needs, who we are, etc., our mood for the day, whatever we're feeling. Anyway, and over for those here in Adelaide going into our 7-day snap lockdown, if at any time you want to email me or give me a call, any time of day or night, it's fine, and you need a chat, feeling a bit lonely or something, give me a chat. Give me a ring, we can have a chat. And if at any time in this 7 days you are feeling down, why not pray? At any time you could use one of the forms of prayer that you can find here on Facebook. You can repeat what we've done for a particular day, because remember, most of the words are the same day by day. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.